For decades, Mike Busch has been a power player in Annapolis, fighting for the people. But last year, he found himself on the losing end of a very private battle as his liver started to fail. Well, tonight, how someone he loves has given him the gift of life and how it's changed him forever. For 30 years, Mike Busch has been a powerful presence in Maryland's House of Delegates, fighting for education and health care. But last winter, people started noticing that something was very wrong with the man who was larger than life. His liver was failing, and he needed a transplant to live. Suddenly, something's pretty much stopping you in your tracks.
So I've never lived like a 9-to-5 lifestyle, and I've never been sick. I mean, I never had any real illness. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're stopped in your tracks a little bit by this stuff, and you try to power through.
Busch, who was suffering from the non-alcoholic form of liver disease, needed a liver transplant immediately. But with a long list of people waiting, the fastest way to get one was from a living donor. When did you make the decision to call your family together and say, hey, I need help?
I called my sisters when I got home. I said, look, I got to meet with you.
When your sisters sat around that table, right, looked at their brother and said, hey, I'll do this. Describe that feeling.
It was very emotional because it's a big sacrifice. Have to go in the hospital, you know, anything can happen. And none of them hesitated.
Busch's sister, Lori, was the best match.
The living donor liver transplant allowed him to kind of avoid that most serious life-threatening period of illness.
Living donor transplants were once rare, but this year, University of Maryland Medical Center performed 170 operations like the one with Busch and his sister. Dr. Rolf Barth is the head of their division of transplantation and tells WJZ these transplants are excellent options for many patients.
Somebody donates half or actually maybe even 2/3 of their liver. But what happens is that liver grows back in both people.
Now, Busch wants everyone to know how living donor transplants can save lives. And thanks to his sister, he's not taking his for granted. Let's be real, she saved your life.
She did. Look, I mean, it would have been a struggle, no doubt. And but she saved my life. I think about it every day when I go home, go to bed, and then get up with a positive attitude every morning and make sure that you make her sacrifice worthwhile.
The Speaker of the House plans to use his power of persuasion to push for a tax credit for living donors, hoping to get more people to give the gift of life.